The Philippines legal system for visa applicants. Now, the Philippines legal system is, I suppose, like any legal system in the world. Nothing happens in a hurry. Yet one of the things I notice from clients is that they often expect that they, an Australian in the Philippines who wants a partner visa for his Filipino lady, can navigate around the Philippines courts easily and quickly. They have their ideas and they assume the system will bend to suit them. Australian visa applications with Filipino legal problems. Now, I've written a mountain of articles here about problems with NSO documents. Now, NSO equals National Statistics Office, also known as the Philippine Statistics Office. Now, feel free to search in the search box on the left for NSO problems if you want to busy yourself reading for the next few hours. There's a fair bit there. Now, NSO documents equals birth certificates, marriage certificates, certificates of no marriage, also known as a CENOMAR, and death certificates. Now, the one national office takes care of all of these for the entire Philippines and generally does quite a good job. Visa applicants will become all too familiar with the NSO. Now, the problem comes from when wrong information is entered originally, often carelessly and sometimes fraudulently, and sometimes the clerk at the counter isn't listening carefully and enters the wrong data. Now, fortunately, most of the minor typos and acts of carelessness can be cleared up at the local civil registrar at the local city hall these days, rather than going through court like you used to be able to with absolutely everything. It's simpler now, but we're talking typos here. Acts of fraud and deliberate lies, no, they need to go through the court, and you shouldn't expect to get much done in less than 6 months if you're very lucky. Might be 12 months, might be 2 years if it's complicated and if the court is busy. Now, why would an Australian man think that false information on official documents would be fixed up easily and quickly? Now, I haven't quite worked that one out for myself, and I do wonder sometimes. Now, it might not appear so, but lying on official documents is a crime here in the Philippines, just as it is in Australia, regardless of it being not quite so uncommon. The fact that your Filipino girlfriend, fiancé, wife may have had no say in it, or she may have had terrible advice, even possibly from an attorney or a relative, this has nothing to do with it. Now, people are relying on official documents being reliable and trustworthy, and violating this is clearly a serious matter, and you being overprotective of her doesn't change matters one iota. So you have the Australian government, which has a zero tolerance of fraudulent documents and visa applications, and you have the Philippines government trying to put things right. And no court anywhere in the world simply rushes these things through because they have a duty to do things right rather than fast. And they have little interest in whether this is holding up your visa application or not. Now, I'm sure a lot of the issue is that men in love who are missing their girls, by nature they must remain optimists to deal with the loneliness and the anxiety of uncertainty. So, being a bit overly optimistic and downplaying the reality and the complexity of situations is probably a way of coping. Discovering that the love of your life has legal problems with uncertain solutions and timelines would, of course, bring on a case of denial in most men. So think about that, please. Examples of legal problems delaying partner visa applications. Now, here are a few issues that have come up lately, along with the usual collection of typos and wrong dates, and these are matters that need the Philippines court. Now, discovering that she is already married. Now, this is a fairly common one. We've had several lately that discovered the ladies were married to 2 different men at the same time. Now, the men will then ask me if they can apply for a partner visa soon. Well, you can't. You can't marry a married woman. Now, even if she's separated for 8 kids even if she's separated for 8 years and never supports the kids, you can't marry in the Philippines, you can't marry in Australia, simple as that. Now, there is no simple no-fault divorce in the Philippines. She needs an annulment. If you're reading this, click on the link. You can learn a little bit more about this. But that will take time and it will cost money. Now, she either needs to go through this, or you need to look at the possibility of applying for an Australian partner visa as a de facto couple. Again, click on the link to read a bit more about that. Now, this will normally take time too. You can marry her and apply for a partner visa in time, just not right now. Now, if she has 2 husbands already, well, that's called bigamy. It's a crime. Now, she needs a good attorney, and you need a lot of patience. Not just some patience, but a lot of patience. You need patience with any matters to do with the lady being married already. Assuming a legal marriage can be just rubber stamped away because something appears to you to be incorrect or invalid, well, look, think again. It doesn't work like that. Now, kids with wrong information on birth certificates. This will hold up everything if she has kids, because they need these documents. You can't just put them off so the kids aren't coming. We need the documents anyway. Now, I'm not talking about typos here, we're talking about fraud. Now, claiming that the child is the child of her parents so they can hide the public shame to the family, claiming the parents were married when they were not, to hide the shame of being an illegitimate child, claiming the child is the child of the Australian husband when he may not have even been in the country at the time of conception. These are the types of things that happen. Now, look, sometimes this is done for noble reasons. Wanting to give the child your name, it sounds wonderful, but it happens to be against the law. So sometimes it's for noble reasons, other times it's just simply for convenience. But these are still fraudulent actions, and you can't demand your rights or her rights or demand speedy service. And think about it, you couldn't do that in Australia either. Can you imagine how the Australian courts would view some of these matters? You could in fact look at facing jail time over matters like these. So don't blame the Philippines government or the Philippines legal system. You have a legal problem. It needs to be dealt with. Now, how to deal with Philippines legal matters? One word: legally. Legally. Okay, shortcutting the system is most likely a part of what caused your problem in the first place. Instead of dealing with the matter properly, somebody took an apparently easy way out, and you are now dealing with it thanks to that. Don't make the same mistake. Do it properly, regardless of how long it will take. And should you get annoyed with poor old Jeff Harvey from Town Under Visa for telling you the bad news? Preferably not. I'm just being honest. Now, if we told you it was simple, I could stand to make more money sooner, but we don't work like that. Half the time I tell it straight to people and they don't even come back. There's invariably a charlatan out there somewhere who will agree with whatever you say, but that's not us. We like sleeping well at night. So, for your own sakes, please listen to us, because we do know what we're talking about. Thank you. This video was brought to you by Down Under Visa, who specialise in visas for Australian Filipino couples. Please visit our website and complete a free visa assessment form. And please watch some of our other videos. Thank you.